really proud of this group. I told them in the locker room, celebrate successes. Celebrate the successes. I know nobody's pleased with the second half, and you got to give Illinois credit. He changed up his lineup to start the second half, and they played with great energy, and they played hard. And we had some good shots early on. We missed, and we got deflated a little bit for stretches there. It just seems like the turnovers. We go on a turnover barrage in certain points in the game. And somehow, someway, I got to correct that. That's on me. We got to figure that out. But with saying that, that's our fourth win in January. That's the first time we've done that in my 6 years here. So to be able to get to 4 and 5 and creep up the standings a little bit is a credit to these kids, to these upperclassmen, these young kids that kept fighting, kept competing. We could have easily let that one slip away, but we made the necessary plays down the stretch to find success. And I'm really, really proud of them. And 4 wins, baby. We'll take it. Let's just keep getting better. Nate?
Just in general, what's kind of your philosophy and approach to a game like that where you have a 20-point lead going into the second half? Is there anything that you...
Yeah, we talked at halftime about playing 40 minutes. We did it in a non-conference when it was coming down the stretch. Felt like we did it at St. John's, Wright State, and Morgan State. I felt like we got to that goal. And in the Big Ten is a whole nother animal. So we have to learn how to play 40 minutes in the Big Ten. Right now we're good 20, 25 maybe. We're good at 20. Wisconsin first half, we're good at 20. But we have to learn how to play 40. And we will. We'll watch this film, we'll break it down, we'll get better. But I told them, enjoy this success.
Pat, of all the positive developments you had out there, how big was Shep getting hot early and then effectively helping you seal it late?
No question. I thought him and Peyton really set the tone, and our defense was great. Sometimes when you're making shots, you're going to play hard on defense, and then when you're missing shots, you're not going to play so hard, and that's the part of the game that we have to get better at. But Shep really, set the tone for us. Peyton set the tone, and then to make a huge shot, make his free throws down the stretch there. That shows where his head is right now, his mindset. And I think we see an emerging leader. He's definitely back.
Kind of going off of that, he drew that charge there towards the end.
Huge.
How excited were you for that?
Oh, man. I almost jumped out of, I don't say it, but I would have jumped out of my seat. Big play. That's a leadership type of play. That's a gutsy, tough basketball play that we needed that juncture, for sure.
What did you say to Mike after this one, if you've talked to him? It was a rebound performance for him after 2 games where he kind of struggled to follow.
I thought Mike, I met with Mike. I thought he played with great energy. I thought he played hard. He's got a ways to go because I want to put the ball in the post to him, and we did. And he's just got to get more comfortable, slow down. We say exhale a little bit, slow down. But he went out and just went for rebounds. He was all over the glass, and we need that.
It seems like dunking really wakes your team up. Why is that?
I have no idea. I wish stops and charges and big-time grown man rebounds that are above the rim, I wish that would get us going. But, we're a good dunking team, Mike and Josh and Lamar. So, that gets them going a little bit. That's good. We need juice. We need energy. We need that fire, especially when you're going through a grueling 8 to 10 minutes.
When you look at the first half, is there anything you can kind of build on moving forward, the way you guys executed on the offensive end?
I'm going to really look at the defensive end and see what we did well to hold a Big Ten team to 25 points is really where, what our standards are. And I'll look at the offense in the second half and see what we have to correct. Again, I thought we got some good shots. We just missed them. Give Illinois credit, give John credit, made the right tweaks, and his team played a lot harder. It just seems like every time we play Illinois, it's never going to be a 20-point, win or a 10-point win. It's always got to be single digits or it's, close to going into overtime because that's what it's been the last few outings.
Shep has always been reliable, but you guys are a better team when he plays like he does tonight and did for, as well as the first half went against Wisconsin. How important is it to get him sort of mentioned back, but just sort of in this frame of mind?
Yeah, I love his mindset. I love his approach. He was very selfless tonight. I think in the first or second half early on, I think he was playing so hard. I think he just got tired, and you could tell his shots were short. And then he got a second win and really emerged on both sides of the floor. And I think the younger guys need to see him emerge like this for him to become the leader of this team.
And Tony is a guy who maybe we don't talk about enough sometimes because he seems to be getting smarter sort of by the week. He's a very smooth sort of player. How important is he in a game like this where I think at one point he had 7 of the 17 points in the second half.
Yeah, he is extremely smart. He has a high IQ for the game. He made some great decisions. He made some big-time shots. He's a winner. He's a winner, and that's what we need here. We need a winner's mentality, and he's got it. He's got it. For a freshman to play like that today, and he's done it before in the past here. He's only going to get better. We're at the halfway point now. We got 9 games to go. I really believe we haven't hit yet on all cylinders. I'm excited about the next game. I really am. I'm excited about the game after that because this team can get a heck of a lot better. Some teams plateau. Some teams reach a ceiling, and that's as good as they're going to get. Not this team. This team is just finding out how good it can be.
Hi, Coach. With less than a minute into the game, you pulled Peyton off the bench, and then you continued to tinker with the lineup a bit. I was wondering, what was your thought process behind that? When do you think you found your groove?
Got to defend and rebound. Got to defend and rebound. It's all about defending and rebounding. It's all about playing hard. I want to see the 5 guys on the floor give it up, and if I don't see that, then I'm going to put somebody else in. That's really what it is. And you got to make good decisions on offense now. The turnovers are killing us and almost got us again. So if you're going to be careless with the basketball, you're going to have to sit for a little bit too and think about making simple decisions and doing simple better. But I want, for them to get 16 offensive rebounds, that's not a good formula typically for us. It's just not. So we got to do a much better job of owning the defensive glass.
So what lineup do you think, eventually?
I'm sticking with the starting lineup for sure. I'm sticking with it. I believe in those guys. They're going to give me consistent effort, but somebody's not playing hard, they're coming out.
Coach, how was it having the alumni here, having the guys kind of
was that awesome? It was packed. We had a great crew come back. I was at the alumni game today. Saw some guys drilling threes, and of course Gary Claxton ripping the rim off in mid-season form. Wish he had some eligibility, we could use him. Jared Stevens is out there. It was cool. So Tyler Smith. There were so many. Lisicki. I don't want to miss anybody. There were so many great guys out there. And then for us to perform the way for us to come out with a win is critical. I don't want to diminish that. This was a win, a great win, even though the second half wasn't to our liking. I don't want to do that to this team. But the alums saw a great win, and that's important. And then the last thing I'll say was coaches versus cancer. We all know how important that is to me. We had our sneakers on today. I lost my brother. Kathy Drysdale went through it. Mitch went through it. It's just hard. It's affecting everybody every single day. So for us to come out, we had a great crowd, over 10,000. That's awesome. And we got to still raise awareness and still think about those who are battling. And I think that's important for everybody to understand.
Just one more.
Oh, I was about to get off.
I know.
Go ahead, Nathan.
just kind of given the nature of the previous 2 games and the way that you lost against Indiana, did you obviously it's every game's important, but did this one feel must-win territory for you?
I never say must-win. There's 9 games left. I don't want to put that stress or pressure on me or my team. But I did want to see my team compete. And I was not going to let them not compete and play hard. And that, again, that's on me. Second half, they got to be ready to compete, and they got to know that those seniors are going to come out on fire. Purdue, we know how tough and physical they are. We got to match up and do it harder than them, and great learning lessons. And I felt like we learned from those 2 games, and we got better, and that's what you saw in the first half. Now we got to do it for 40. Thanks, everybody.